As the world recovers from the century-long last war, which devastated the population and left the great nation of Sire a smoldering ruin, the continent of Cover remembers those lost in the year of our kingdom, 982. However, as the world slowly heals, there was always something festering and growing ever hungry in the darkness. An elite organization, known as the Bureau of Occultic Observations, is always on standby, staying vigilant against any magical threat that may shatter this tenuous peace. This is their legacy. This is Tales of Adventure, Agents of B.O.O. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to episode 2 of Tales of Adventure, Agents of B.O.O.
Baby! Hi!
We are so glad to be back.
We're all gonna die!
I mean, I don't want to reveal anything, dear listeners.
That is just fact.
It's not necessarily fact. It's like maybe 80, 75% fact. There's still a 10% chance you might make it out.
That's not even a
Who
plan.
think gonna die first?
I got money's on the turtle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gotta take out the healer first.
Don't give me ideas.
I will kill you.
On the top of this, because we are now trying to be a professional D&D blog, we are going to start this off with announcements. For those of you tuning in for the first time, Tales of Adventure Agents of B.O.O. is my Dapper Wombat's lovely little creation, where I get my players to kind of experience the world of Eberron as I take them from level 0 to level 30. At any point, if any of you want to listen to these again, you can always go look us up on our blog, realityisaSocialConstruct.wordpress.com. I remember I kept saying Blogspot last time, but no, it is definitely WordPress. That is who has my money. Again, realityisaSocialConstruct.wordpress.com, RIASC.wordpress.com. As well as anybody who wants to take a listen, subscribe to get notifications, be a part of the construction crew. I can't talk today. We will also be putting these up much later on our YouTube and where we're going to be deciding to put where all of our other podcasting. But I also have a special announcement, because as I have here, the majority of my players are actually, would you say that you're professional, semi-professional?
Indie.
We are professional wrestlers at an independent fed.
Gotcha. Well then, Matt, do you have anything that you would want the fans to know about PRW Wrestling? Is that
PRW, 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 PRW.
It is music to my ears. Alright, so we are part of a indie promotion named PRW, that's Project Revolution Wrestling. You can check us out on YouTube. We have been absent from there for a while as we've been trying to get on TV. We're not just abandoning the YouTube channel. There will be more matches coming up, so go ahead and subscribe to that. My wife works very hard on it.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
You the GOAT. Also, there may be merch available in the future. We'll keep you posted on that. All these guys are my rookies, and I love them so.
Except for me. I'm just the hero who gets to
Except
torture
Wombat.
them.
Wombat and David.
Wombat's just the one who puts me in my place.
Wombat and David are the only two who aren't wrestlers, but
all
David,
I know of David is it's the voice from the computer.
David's been in one of our shows, but he also says if I ever injure myself, he's going to kick the ever-living shit out of me.
Again? This is probably going to be 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the AI is going to kill us all.
I'm sorry.
David's secretly evil.
Yeah, it's David.
David's secretly been a Sean. Oh god, that's what the name. We'll cut it out. We'll cut that out. James, cut that out. He's secretly been Wombat the whole time.
Go check us out, but also make sure you subscribe to this channel too, because we will be busting our ass to give you guys a good story here. So
double promotion.
And that means Wombat won't kill us because Wombat needs a good story, right?
I mean, you also could give your corpses could also give good stories.
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun.
Necromance, if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
Our new characters have the Weekend at Bernie's, our old characters.
All right, so I think that's it.
I'm gonna work your asses like muppets.
I have two things to plug.
Yes, go ahead, Jared.
One, I am, and 2, Nick is also single.
Yes.
Are we still going to keep doing this?
I am not single.
No, Matt's not single, and Breezy is in.
Very much
I have 2 boyfriends, but I'm looking for a third.
Yeah, so
maybe a girlking.
Yeah, but me and Nick are single, ladies. All right, continue.
Fucking Jesus Christ! All right.
Don't blame me.
It's only It's only the second episode, and I already want to murder you.
Yeah,
I already want to murder you before,
but let's face
now
it.
even more so.
But it's also the third recording. The first recording got messed up, and we also plugged that I'm single.
I mean, we did. That was also really stupid.
Hey, look.
You call it stupid, I call it strategy.
So the turtle is dying next.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, you agree with Jared's stupidity, so therefore you must.
But we need him.
I am the healer!
Oh, that sounds like a lot of not my problem.
Why?
So, without further ado, let's bring it back into the world of Eberron with our aspiring intrepid agents at the Bureau of Occultic Observations. So, last time on Tales of Adventure, Agents of B.O.O, you all practically met each other for the first time, as you all also got to know a little bit more about the agency, especially with Trask working his knife work with Vakri. Lovely Sir Leonard and Ayana going and unceremoniously getting woken up by the old bat known as Bloodhound.
Still upset about that.
I mean, it was fun for her. That's all that really matters. And with Gildarts and Kite and Zera making their interactions, you all quickly became friends after getting into a little bit of a punching match that left people's faces and specifically their noses a little bit bruised. You all passed through your training with pretty good time as you guys were strong enough to muscle through. Gildarts got a +2 to his acrobatics and were to dodge out of the way with Bloodhound swinging a tree limb at him. And Sir Leonard coming up here with an extra +2 to his unarmed damage with his claws, as learning the ebbs and flows of how energy works. After that, you all had your second day of training, where you guys also got your talent skills, which we can definitely talk about later if you guys want to. But once again, let me plug. Shout out from Reddit user, I'm from NASA.
Shout out Reddit user, I'm from NASA.
Because we are using their fantastic homebrew known as talent trees. Talent trees is just a very basic and also a really nice and customizable way that people can essentially customize their characters without taking away from anything for their feats.
Freaking awesome, man.
Oh man, it's a complete feat and trait rework where you basically buy into different skill trees. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. My players seem to love it so far. We're going to kind of see where it goes. By all means, please show Reddit user I'm from NASA some love. Go check it out. Download it. It's all on there if you find it.
BT Dubs, we'll be experimenting with it like you said. So if you hear how it works and you don't like it, guess what?
Fuck
You
off.
heard how it works. You don't have to try it now.
Exactly. You know what? Yay! It's our podcast. We can tell people to fuck off.
Isn't that what Breezy does anyways?
I mean, it could be. Isn't
I
it?
try to get people to fuck on.
How's that working so far?
Terrible.
My
I'm
poor
not
virgin
surprised.
ears.
I'm not surprised.
All right.
I only have 4 boyfriends.
My poor virgin ears.
After day 2 came to a close and you all got a little bit closer after deciding to have a drinking party in Gildarts' room, Zhao Ken had a meeting with the director and overheard a bit of conversation about the graduation exam, saying that this is not normally what they do and that this seems to be going at an accelerated pace. After some sarcastic and witty combats of social combat, where Zhao Ken was expressing his distrust of the organization, Yesen simply replied with, "That is fair, but where else are you going to go to?" And not only brought up the fact of knowing what Zera truly was, but also the mysterious package that Zhao Ken came with that he just woke up one day and simply had. After the night came to a close, you all got bright and early, met up with the goblin artificer Penelope and her warforged assistant, the Tin Man. You all basically got through your rows of weapons and each picked out your personal arsenal.
Explosivo.
With your explosives, your shotguns, your swords, and rocket launchers, but Bloodhound kind of told Yana to stay away from those for the time.
I really wanted
Incendiary grenades. I forgot about those.
Yeah, don't forget about your grenades, guys. Then, after that, leading them to the end of the hallway into a runic door, they first stepped into a room filled with darkness that even their dark vision could not pierce through. After hearing footsteps and revealing that it was Yasen, she asked if our contendants were ready. When all of them agreed, she lit the protocol and initiated the Death House simulation. We find our heroes now, as I pull up my notes and try to be quick and quiet.
Question.
Yes.
Since we saw this mansion route thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a little small hut where the guy named Egad is going to walk out of and give us vacuums later?
So, getting into this.
So this isn't going to be anything like Luigi's Mansion.
No, this is not what we mentioned. You ain't gonna suck.
The
this,
original
alright?
or the remake?
But
That's what Ayana came here for.
So,
Vacuum?
To suck things.
you all
vacuum.
stand in front of this 4-foot story house, a townhouse that seems to be just there prevalent with this heavy gray mist emanating around it. As you can feel the dread setting into your bones. It's almost as if something is watching you even through this mist. The pale and sickly yellow light coming from inside casts a long shadow along the ground, where the door is open and you see 2 silhouetted figures, small, saying in unison, "Come play with us."
Is there any other doors?
Other doors around you, or other
just
doors on the house?
On the house.
Go ahead and make me a perception
we can
check.
do the search part when we get started.
Perception is... That's a 12.
12. You're not sure. You think you would have to get closer to the house in order to investigate.
You said we could see the source of the voice?
Yes. You don't know what they look like because the light is behind them, and so it's silhouetting their forward appearance.
Do they have like the silhouettes? Do they look human or do they just look?
They look humanoid-ish.
Okay. So I can't. I mean, obviously, but I'm saying like I can't tell features, but like. I mean, if they had horns, I'd probably be able to tell if they had horns.
Yeah, you would definitely be able to see if they had horns because it's a bright enough light where it's like shining through. But no,
Aliens.
you just see them there, and then they're just standing there waiting.
Do we go in?
I think it would be wise if we search the perimeter first. We need to know more information before we just enter the building.
Are there any windows?
Yes, you do see a good couple of windows. You see 2 windows on the first story, with the big window that kind of like looks inside into the living room and like the hallway and the foyer. You do see that there are 3 windows up top, two on the second floor, two sets of windows on the third floor, and where the roof is, there is just one big oval shaped window, like a looking glass.
Any like rocks or pebbles or something? Because I want to throw one out the windows just to see how real this thing is.
You can go ahead and take one.
Yeah, I just want to throw a rock. I actually want to throw 2.
Okay.
I want to throw one at the windows just to see if it's real, and I want to throw another one at those silhouettes, not to see if they're real, but to see if they're actually there,
That's
not
not
messing
a
with
good
them.
idea.
Okay.
I'm just throwing the rocks at them.
That's not a good idea.
We're gonna die.
So
You're
go ahead.
provoking-
So go ahead and make me 2 attack rolls.
First
Darts is gonna kill us.
one for the window.
Yeah, first one from the window.
That's not gonna hit. Well, I probably will. It's a 4 plus 3, 7. It's a window.
You chuck it, tink, as it kind of like just tinks off the window pane and just clats and rolls over to the side.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and make your second attack for the.
Can I try to stop it?
I mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, if he's going to just try and stop me, then I'm not even going to attempt to throw it there.
Okay.
I'll just, all right.
No.
I don't want to die yet.
Let's not throw at the strange silhouettes right now.
Well, what if they're
Can
not
you
real?
help us? There's a monster in our house.
What kind of monster?
Silence.
Is it scary?
It's very scary.
Are you scary?
I'm not scary.
What's your name?
My name is Rose.
What's the other one's name?
My name is Thorn.
I don't like this. Not at all. I don't like this at all.
Will you help us? There's a monster in our house.
Would you mind if we just looked around the place really quickly?
I kind of want to
Silence.
look into the window.
What did you mean? Come play with us.
Come play with us. There's a monster in our house.
So you want to play with the monster?
No.
Do you want us to play with the monster?
No.
I should have never left my bed.
Do you want the monster to play with us?
No.
They want to play with us, is what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you play?
Silence.
They're gonna have to show us. I smile and I slowly but cautiously approach the main entrance.
All right.
Darts.
Yeah, I also follow Kite.
So, now I get to use my super secret tool as I move my dice.
While
Nice
they
and gently out the way.
approach the entrance,
Mhm.
may I use the fact that they're probably looking at them approaching and the mist around us
Mhm.
to kind of skulk off to the right and stealthily approach the entrance off to the right?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a stealth check, please. While you do that, I am going to read this out. Area number 1, the entrance. A wrought iron gate with hinges on one side and a lock on the other fills the archway of a stone portico. The gate is unlocked and its rusty hinges shriek when the gate is open. Oil lamps hang from the portico ceiling by chains, flanking a set of oaken doors that hang open into the grand foyer. Hanging on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a stylized golden windmill on a red field. Flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats, mahogany-framed double doors leading from the foyer to the main hall are set with panes of stained glass. So, the entrance that you guys are at now is the stone portico, which on your map, David, you're not going to worry about this because you're over
Gotcha.
Messenger, is going to be entrance 1A. I'll try to make these bigger, I just didn't have enough time.
That's okay. Just describe it as best as you can, and I'll be drawing it out.
Yeah, sounds good. And then behind that, you can see that the entrance is the grand foyer, which is area 1B, and the actual main hall, which is area 1.
Okay.
So, you all are in area 1A. What would you like to do?
Well, I think it's just so far me and Gildarts are the ones trying to approach it. So basically for me and him, I'm just gonna try and have us be like the distraction where their eyes are peering at, and hopefully the others can maybe find another route. But my thing is that I just tell Gildarts, look, if even something does attack us through the windows, even if they're that high, there's no way for us to really get down. So we can't really waste our time on it. We might as well just go through the front.
Yeah, plus I'm pretty sure it looks like we can take a hit better than anybody else, so might as well go in first.
Yeah, and are you guys following?
I'm following.
So-
I'm
following
trailing
you.
a bit behind.
You're
though.
following me.
Yes.
So,
I'm stealthing off.
this is going to be fun. So, I am going to need the marching order.
Marching order.
Okay, so,
I'm trailing the furthest behind.
Okay.
I think he probably...
I'm off to the right.
Yeah,
Yes, I didn't
furthest
forget about
behind, Furthest behind is actually...
Yeah, don't worry.
So,
I didn't forget about
It
you.
probably would be...
Still within eye distance, though. I'm not letting the mist cut off my
Yes.
eyesight. To
I
them.
would assume it's... Since
Gildarts, kite.
Okay, so yeah, I was about to say
Okay.
me, Kite,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said you want to be last out of the four of us. You can't really follow him since he's gone, so how do you want to be in the pecking order? Do you want to be third, or do you want to try to be behind Ayana?
I will be.
I think you should be
Yeah.
third,
Yeah.
because then there's a little barrier between
Okay.
you and
Yeah.
everything else.
So-
Because we need like
Okay.
a vanguard too.
Yeah.
So I have Gildarts and Kite leading the front. And then I have Sir Leonard behind them. Then behind Sir Leonard is Ayana. Then I have Trest going out on the other, like going other side.
Going
of
to the
sea.
right.
Okay. Trest, go ahead and give me a stealth check first and foremost.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. I rolled one the first time you asked.
Oh.
But is this the second one that you need?
Oh no, I just didn't hear you the first time you rolled it.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 14.
Okay. 14.
And what I'm basically doing is I'm trying to see if there's a window off to the side.
Gotcha. David, I am gonna pause recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're all gonna die!
Alright, so I was looking for a window off to the side,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to check to see if it's open.
Yes, go ahead and make me a perception check if you'd be so kind.
Perception, that's under wisdom, right?
Yep.
5!
5. You look and you could have swore. Now here's the funny thing. You could have definitely swore that when you came through the side, you could see a little bit of light that looked like the reflection of windows, like the 4 wooden panels. But when you actually like turn and look, you see that side of the house is bare. Like the light that you saw before isn't there anymore.
That's
Okay.
creepy.
Can we make a perception check to see if there's anything that stands out in this little 1A area? Just anything unnatural.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Okay. Oh,
Yikes.
that's a
This is not a
3.
good start.
This is a very nice hall.
Oh man, this is great. Yeah, this is a very nice hall.
Is that oak?
It is. It is.
Or is that mahogany?
It is kind of spooky. It is actually really like nice wood. You do notice, however, that the wood. You know what? No, I am going to enact a new homebrew rule that I am going to call Devil's Gambit. How this is going to work
If
is that it is canon now.
If I'm gonna
that-
have to re-roll, I'm gonna say no now.
However, no, you do not have to reroll. However, you get to choose whether or not you wish to succeed on a roll.
No.
However, if you do decide to succeed and you fail that roll, you still have to give me something in return. That doesn't necessarily mean that you like give up your life, but like
Chapstick.
for an example, if you are trying to jump a cavern and the DC is 15 and you get a 13, you can be like, nah, I want to make this instead, and I can be like, all right, cool. Well, you make it, but you take, the climb, you take the rock in the chest, and you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And depending
wait,
on
I got a
how,
question.
go ahead.
So the question would be this then: how many are we allowed a certain amount of times to actually go about using this rule?
Yes, you guys can use it as many times as you want, but depending on how bad you roll, also depends on the level of severity.
And this is our 20.
Yeah, so basically anytime I say that doesn't pass, but you can always choose to be like, nah, I want that to succeed, and then I'll say, okay, well, what are you going to give me in return?
Well, this is
So
a
that way to kind of keep the story going.
well, just to
So
let
let's
you
take
know,
Jared's
this is a
bad
really
roll.
nice hallway.
Okay.
I
that's fine.
mean, I was gonna do it myself because I rolled actually pretty good.
What were you going to say, Trask?
I would actually like to succeed my perception check.
Interesting. All right. What are you willing to give me?
Maybe while I'm looking, I drop one of my grenades.
Okay. I accept this. As you kind of go and look, something kind of startles you out the bed, and you just kind of don't worry about anything. So make sure that you mark one of your grenades off.
Got it?
You do actually look and kind of blink again, and there is the window there. And you do see there is this long window. It almost kind of looks like it's like a banquet or a dining room, but the curtains are closed and you can't see anything.
Is there any Is
But-
it open? That was part of it.
No, you don't see any of that to be open. However, as you do look up into the second story window, you do see a figure almost kind of like hunched over looking at something.
Away
And
from me? Or?
Away from you. Like its back, you can only see part of its back, but mostly its side and shoulder, as it is looking down at something. But you can't figure out what it is.
Worth it. Alright, I would like to stealthily try to climb up to that window and take a peek.
Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, wait. Oh, I made that a proficiency.
That's right. You have expertise in acrobatics.
I did
Well,
not.
yeah, like while he said that, this is a really nice hallway. Is that
Yeah.
mahogany?
Is it you tap it, you take a scrap of it, lick it. Oh yeah, it's good mahogany.
24.
24. You go over. You are just kind of used to this. You keep your body nice and centered, keeping your chest as close to the wall, keeping it nice and flat as you find footholdings. You do see that most of the exterior of this house actually is a mix of wood and brick, but you are able to climb and shimmy over the window, and you are now dangling right below this window. Would you like to peek over?
I just want to peek.
As you go and peek over, you see this figure more clearly. It appears.
Point of order.
Yes.
I am ready to let go and drop if there's any movement towards my direction.
Fair enough. And duly noted. As you slowly kind of peek up and kind of put your nose on the bridge of the windowsill, almost kind of like Predator style coming out of the water, you see the room fully now. You see that it's painted almost like a nursery, where this figure, long, skinny, and lengthy, maybe at one point appeared to be a human woman. Her hair is strands of black and white, long, gnarled, and nasty as it covers her hair. In this long in this long outfit, almost like a nursemaid's outfit, but torn and bits and pieces are scuffed and bloodied. And there is, as you can see a little bit on her front, there is what appears to be red splotches on her apron. As you see her hands and her limbs basically dangle to her knees and her knuckles almost touching the ground, as you see that she is staring intently into what looks like a crib, and specifically a baby swaddle. Though you can't see the face or the features of the child.
From my research and my background and who I've grown up with, would I recognize this creature or anything like that from my studies of the occult?
Go ahead and make me a history or arcana check.
Oh, speaking of, I wanted to ask you a question. Would I know, because we talked about my background, would I know anything about this graduation test?
Go ahead and also make me a history check.
8.
11.
Okay. Are those your final rolls?
Yeah.
Come on. What's
I would
it
like
going
to
be,
succeed.
Trent?
God damn it.
What are you willing to give me?
Well, obviously I'm hanging from a window,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe 2 more grenades fall out of my satchel.
Okay. Okay.
You lose all your grenades? Are you kidding me? We only grabbed 3 each.
3 each. Other people got them.
So, as you're just kind of like climbing and holding on, you actually feel almost as if kind of like the whole house moves, as like the windowsill tilts suddenly to the left as you kind of like shit and manage to hold on and pull yourself up. You were looking to see, discerning about what this creature was?
Yes. I'm trying to see if I recognize this creature from my background and all the studies I've done.
Okay.
Would I recognize what kind of creature this is?
Perfect. Yes. You look at the physical signs. You see how pale this creature is, where the veins are bluish in color. They certainly seem to be some sort of undead, and how their hair kind of hangs around their face, but also just kind of wisp around and to the side. You would think that there's some sort of ghost, if you could have it, but as soon as you kind of try and come up closer and get a look, you see the head instantly snap to the window as you just drop. Luckily, you were on the second floor, so you just are able to kind of land safely. And you kind of look up, and you just notice something that kind of confirms your suspicion. As soon as you dropped, and you look at the light that's coming through the window, you only saw that creature when you were looking at it. You don't see a shadow of the mass of where that creature takes up any space in the reflection on the ground.
Okay.
But you hear silence, and that's all you hear.
I rejoin the group.
All right.
How did my history check pan out for me? I only got an 11.
Yeah. So, for your history check, you remember your dad talking about these. You remember a couple of bits and pieces. You're not necessarily sure, but there is one note that does bring to key. That you do remember him saying, oh, yeah, sometimes you just kind of have to watch out for these. Most of the time, the simulations that you do for graduation, they usually have something to do with, like, gaining experience, what you need to learn, being a member, and blah, blah, blah. But also it gets some really kind of interesting shit is like, well, you sure do learn about what actually happened before the Bureau became the Bureau. And that's all you remember.
Guys. I think I know what we're up against here. I saw a figure, looks like it's on the second story. Undead, possibly apparition. Definitely violent. Tread carefully.
Snoring.
Well, let's go kill it.
Come play with us. Hell,
Okay.
there's a monster in our house.
Is that the monster, though? Because it could be something worse here.
There could be, but that was the only malevolent thing I saw. But I think that's a good lead.
I look at those twins and I go,
Oh, as you can see them now because you're actually at the entrance, you do see their figures now. That you actually do see the girl who said that her name was Rose. She is probably they're both human. Rose is probably about maybe 7 or 8 years old. She is a girl with just kind of like this very nice, shiny black hair. Simple, kind of like almost like middle class dress. And you see that she is holding the hand of a smaller 4 to 5 year old boy. Kind of his hair is also like a dark brown / black. But you see he kind of has he's a little bit more bundled up. You see over his shoulders, as he's wearing as a cape, is he has a beautiful like night blankie almost. And you see as he's kind of like nervously looking around, you see that in his other hand he's holding a stuffed bear. And he's just kind of holding it to his, keeping his head down and kind of looking really nervous.
I asked him, where is the monster?
They kind of look at each other, look back at you, silence.
Huh.
I go ahead and do something.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and actually just first thing I do is whisper to Gildarts, hey, listen. I overheard the commander talking about something. They said they had to accelerate this test, so there may be some things that might not actually be fully functioning, or they might not be fully operational.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's intentional that we have to know, like we have to go into this not knowing certain things. After all, this is an investigation bureau.
I want to see if there's any way that I could persuade the kids to give us more information.
Sure. What would you like to go up and say to the kids? They go, hello. And you see you see Rose go, "Hi," and you see Thorn just kind of go, "Hello," and just kind of like sink back. And you also kind of see he's like trying to hide behind his sister.
I feel like I would. Excuse me. I would try to talk more to.
To Rose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I ask her if there's anything that we need to know about this house before we like commit to actually like going in this bitch.
There's a monster in our house.
Yes, you said that.
Thank you.
That's the only thing.
All
Our
right.
parents tried to keep us safe.
Where
But
are
we
your
heard
parents?
screams.
Where
We
are
came
your
out, we
parents?
were scared. They kind of look at each other. I think they're still inside.
Okay.
Do you know where they are inside?
Silence.
I got an idea.
I don't think we're gonna get anything from these kids.
I got an idea.
Don't think we
I
are.
look at the boy real quick. That's
Listen
a
here,
nice
you little
teddy
shit.
Mm-hmm. And you see,
What's-
as soon as you say that, you see kind of like shrinks over a little bit, and you see his sister. You know, she looks like she is a scrawny like 7 to 8 year old, but she still kind of steps in front of her brother, kind of very protective.
That's what I've been looking for. I was trying to ask him. So, what does the teddy bear have a name?
You see, Rose kind of looks back at Thorn, and Thorn kind of looks at her sister, nods her head, and Rose kind of steps to the side, and he goes, his name is Lancelot. I call him Lance.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice name.
Yeah.
Does Lancelot like to play with you as well?
Mm-hmm. Lancelot and I play all sorts of games.
Really?
You see,
What's one
still
of your
kind
How
of
favorite
far
games?
is Pike from the kid at this point?
Kite.
Kite.
I would assume you would have to get up. Yeah, how close did you want to be up to this kid?
I just basically crouched down towards their level real quick.
Okay.
Could I have my hand and just kind of be watching kind of the background while this exchange is going on?
you want your
I
hand.
kinda trust
You want your
the
hand to be
kid
where your hip be
somehow.
at.
Yeah, and I just kind of want to watch the background
also-
and be ready.
I also
Okay,
do
that's
have I also do because I have a radiant grenade. I also have one ready to just throw it at the in case anything should go wrong.
I was about to say, because I know mine and Gildart's training, I basically just go behind my back and throw him the signal that basically says like 1 for no harm, but 2 to be ready.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah.
And
you
then
can
I just
definitely
keep
go.
up. I just keep up. Honestly, just talking to the kid, just basically saying, "So, what kind of games do you like to play with like his favorite?"
Well, my favorite one is to play Knights and Dragon, and I go run around, and Teddy and I are knights, and we go slay the dragon, but sometimes we can't play because mom and dad need to protect us from the monster.
Really? Well, how about this? What if I can just go, and then basically in my head, I'm actually telling Gildarts that I might split.
Okay.
How about this? Why don't I play with you, and I can help protect you until we find your mom? I like this game, actually. I used to do this with my son.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Alright, that's using my charisma. Yay. So, I have 15.
15. You see Thorn goes, you want to, you see Thorn almost kind of like cheerfully kind of lights up. And it's nothing like that sort of creepy sort of look, but it looks very sincere. And he goes, really? You want to play with me?
Sure. Why not?
Oh, okay. And you see Rose, he goes, Rose, what's your name?
My name is Kite.
Can Mr. Kite play with us? And you see Rose is gonna make an insight check.
Jesus.
Rose just kind of looks at you up and down, and she says, "Sure. Come in inside, Mr. Kit."
Anytime. I basically turn back and walk with them, and I turn towards Gildart. I give him the signal. Go on ahead.
Okay. As soon as you cross the threshold, as you all are still standing out there, you see the door closes.
Shit. Wow. Yikes.
I run up to the door.
Okay.
Check it.
It's locked.
I want to try to pick it.
Okay. Go ahead. Make me a... I'd say this is technically a sleight of hand, so go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check.
If you can.
10.
I'll try to break it.
Okay. Well, are you satisfied with that 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Again.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just getting drunk off my own power.
I have
20,
given
not
my
bad.
currency.
Nice. Yeah, you basically feel that, and it's almost as if, like, the
No, I
door-
wasn't trying to like ram it. I was trying to yank it off the hinges.
Okay. Yeah, as you actually are kind of pulling.
Oh, you're trying to yeet it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's some
as
nice
you-
mahogany.
It's a nice mahogany, but it's got to go.
As you pull and yeet it, you see that the door, it's almost like the house itself is trying to hold the door in place, but you flex your Goliath muscles in your back and just and pull it off the hinges, and you see Thorn, Rose, and Kite are gone.
Great.
Shit.
Great. Okay. We gotta figure something out. Okay. Well, I don't know what it's like.
Gildart. Take a breath.
Is it too late to quit?
Take a breath. Take
You
a
all
breath.
are now inside the Grand Foyer.
We're gonna figure this out, okay?
Well, is there like another hallway?
Yeah, you actually do see
I'm gonna probably be honest with you. Gildarts is not the complete package, so Gildarts will probably see the nearest hallway and dash down it.
So,
Wait!
So, you see that you are now in part 2, the main hall. A wide hall, which is going to be area 2A on the
I'm
map.
following him.
Okay.
I am too.
Trying to stop
Okay.
him.
A wide hall, area 2A, runs the width of the house, with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall, above the fireplace, is a longsword, with a windmill cameo worked onto the hilt. The wood-paneled walls are ornately sculpted with the images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
I run immediately.
Excuse me, go ahead.
I run immediately to the next area, but with my hammer, I'm smashing the walls.
Give me
back, Kite! Give me back, Kite!
Sir Leonard,
Yes.
because you have the highest... Let me see, who has the highest passive perception? Yeah. Sir Leonard, because you have the highest passive perception,
What is this passive perception?
his passive perception is 13.
Oh, wow.
You see, as you all are kind of charging through, and, as Gildarts is just kind of going on a rampage, wrecking house, you inspect the wood paneling, and as you kind of look at the ornate sculptures of vines, flowers, and different satyrs, you see another pattern seems to come. As you kind of come in and you kind of crane your turtleneck just enough, you can kind of see these weird patterns of serpents and skulls inconspicuously woven into the wall designs. And you can see that this flow of the serpents and skulls follow the staircase as it rises upwards to the second floor. You do also notice that there is a cloakroom, area 2B, that has several black cloaks hanging from hooks on the wall, and a top hat sits on the high shelf. You, like I said, you specifically see this intricate pattern of serpents and skulls. Go ahead and make me a religion check, if you would be so kind.
I'm going to go into that room that's 2B that saw the cloak, because that's the first open door I would probably see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gildarts! Stop!
That's a 2, but You can always choose to succeed instead.
Oh my god.
Well, tick-tock, Sir Leonard, tick-tock. What will it be?
I'll succeed.
Jesus
Interesting.
Christ.
Because that is a 2, that is going to be somewhat of a severe penalty. What are you willing to give me?
Whew.
Yeah. It's great.
It's great.
It's great. I love it.
Everything's great.
It's fine.
Everything's
It's all going good. It's all going good.
This
Stop! Why?
We need, if we're going to do this right, we got to do it right. You're no good to kite dead. Slow down.
Am I able to change my answer?
You certainly can if you would like to.
Yes,
allow you
because
to
I
wreck
don't think
everything
I have
in this
anything to
house.
give.
Okay.
Figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you just see, you think you kind of remember this from reading about your travels, but you can't remember where this is from.
Trash has talked Gildars into a calmer state.
Okay. I assume you guys are having this conversation in the cloakroom?
Yes,
Yeah.
and just for the recording's sake, listen, I will allow you to annihilate everything in this house. You can tear it down to its foundation if you like. Wait until we figure out what's going on.
I will break you, Ghost!
Work with us! Wait.
I have no idea where that came from. I'm so sorry.
Just take
oh
a
my
breath.
god.
We will figure this out.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Relax.
So, while you are in the main hall, you do notice a couple of things. You do notice that there is the staircase that leads upwards to the second floor, the cloakroom in which you are in, that seems to be its own independent room, as well as that there is a room a little bit to the farther off that's on the entrance side of the stairwell.
I'd like to do an investigation check in the cloakroom to see if there's anything in there particularly.
Sure.
I can
Go
see.
ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Would I be able to bring up the fact that I noticed the pattern on the wall?
Yeah, I can certainly say so.
What's a 19?
19. You see the cloaks, and you kind of see, you're kind of inspecting, looking at the top hat. You flip, and you see the initials ZM.
ZM.
ZM. Z.
Z.
Dot M.
M.
I would like to roll to see if that means anything to me on my previous teachings.
And I would also like to roll to see if that means anything to me because of my background.
Sure, go ahead.
Man.
I don't know.
Might I roll with advantage?
No.
Just can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh crap. That is a 5, and I will not choose to succeed. I'm going to save those for battle.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really know what this means to you. But Sir Leonard, you are letting what are you trying to let your party know?
That the pattern of the wall design has the serpents and the skulls mixed in it, and that I do not think it is a good idea to go poking around with stuff they don't understand.
What do I need to roll for the ZM?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
13.
13. ZM. You've definitely heard Vakri or Yasen use those initials before, but you've been here the longest at the Bureau because you've basically been living here for maybe about, 4 to 5 years of your life? You remember them speaking about these initials, or those specific initials, or about something or whatever, like this happened to them, like, during the middle of the war. Like, you came around, like, the end time, because the war ended, 2 years ago, so you came 2 years before the war ended. They seem to be talking about this, like, something that happened 30 to 50 years ago.
It's some sort of name. I think it's Zim.
Very astute of you.
Zim.
That's on the hat.
Yes, that's in like the inside stitching of the hat.
I would like to investigate the hat to see if there's any false
Sure.
bottoms or anything like that.
Sure, go ahead. Make me another
Investigation. Wasn't
investigation check.
it? 12.
12. You look, and it just does honestly just seem like a normal hat. There doesn't seem to be anything. You even kind of like
I'm gonna wear
punch
the hat.
the top hat of it.
I wear the hat. No, just like.
I mean, you certainly can if you'd like to.
Is there any way to know if the hat is cursed? I mean, we've already picked it up, so.
I mean, you picked it up.
So, did anything happen?
I mean, you have a hat in your hand. That's what happened.
Okay, I want to. First things first, I want to wear the hat.
All right, David.
Can I wear the hat?
Sure.
I put the hat on. How do I look
I don't
in the
think
hat?
the hat's that important.
How do I look at it?
Anyway.
You put in the hat. It's a little small because you have a Goliath-shaped hat, a Goliath-sized hat, but it's functional. It fits.
Okay, but how does it look is the more important
You,
question.
you look great, big guy. Isn't that right, Where's Ayana?
Join our heroes next week as they continue to investigate the dark corners of Covair, lurking closer than you may believe.